Welcome back to the Wizard Weekly, where we talk about everything in gaming. Today was a pretty special day. Today, PlayStation held their State of Play live stream event where they showcase all the upcoming games and hardware changes in the near future for everything that has to do with PlayStation. You know, it's a pretty cool live stream they do every other month or so, and today was the most recent one. And as of the time that I'm recording this video, it literally just ended. Like, I was playing Pokemon and having on the second monitor, it was pretty chill. And for a lot of people, I know this live stream was a big letdown, not because of anything that they showcased, but because of what they didn't showcase. I know you all saw that leaked list of things that they were planning to show on here. Like, I can probably see this whole week I saw this freaking picture floating around the internet where someone out there hit us with the good old Xbox 720 leak that we used to see back in the day and just straight up lie about the things that we were going to be seeing on the State of Play today, which, spoiler alert, we saw none of this. Well, we did see the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster that was there, but all this other stuff, no. Anyways, like I said, the State of Play event just concluded as I'm recording this video, and I want to briefly go over, the things that we did see in the live stream. Obviously, I'm not going to go through everything that they showcased because most of it was stuff that we already know. Like I said, the Horizon Zero Dawn remastered version that I just talked about, so we're not going to talk about the things that I already know you guys probably already know about, but there's some pretty cool things that I want to talk about, so let's get into that. So, like I talked about like 2 or 3 episodes ago in the Wizard Weekly, Astrobot is getting that free update that the developer mentioned was coming. Unfortunately, in this trailer, they didn't show anything about that, toy box mode that we talked about, because that would have been a pretty cool feature to have. But we got some obviously new bots to rescue, some new levels, and everyone is still on the Astrobot high right now. So that's pretty cool to see that we're getting some more Astrobot for free. Next, they showed us this horror-like, Souls-like kind of game, I guess. It's called Hell Is Us, and I'm not gonna lie, when they showed us that main character design, this guy right here, the first thing that popped into my head was when Assassin's Creed meets Watch Dogs Aiden Pierce. Like, this guy looks like a crazy mashup between those two IPs. But anyways, this trailer looks pretty promising. It has a dark and gritty feel, and like I said, the horror aspect, and just a really creepy monster design for this title. Like, look at that. I know someone's trypophobia is going crazy right now. But yeah, it looks pretty promising. I don't know if this is the title that I would like to play because I'm not specifically into the horror genre, but for those of you that are fiends for Dark Souls and I guess weird character designs like that, Hell Is Us doesn't look too bad. I mean, but we still need to see more. This is all that we have right now, so we got to see some more gameplay, hopefully some more story lore that they can show us so we can actually know what these characters are really about. But we'll see what happens with that. And I'll briefly touch on this Metro Awakening title that's based on the Metro series, Metro Exodus and whatnot. And I don't have much to say about this because it's a PlayStation VR 2 exclusive game, and I don't do VR. VR's not really my thing. So for those of you that want to play it, it looks good, but again, VR for its price tag, it doesn't really entice me all like that. But I did like Metro, so that's a pretty cool IP for them to be doing a spin-off title for, but not much for me to say about that. And then they showcased another Souls-like-ish hack and slash game based in, looks like, the medieval times, but with some mythical creatures within it. We have this new IP called 𝐼𝐻 Chronicles. Now, I'm just gonna have to take this game at face value and say that it looks like another pretty decent story-based Dragon Slayer RPG. To be honest, I'm getting kind of tapped out of all the medieval age games. Like, we got Dragon Age that's coming out, we got Monster Hunter, which really isn't technically like a medieval age, but still kind of in that kind of realm of gaming with dragons and whatnot. But this looks pretty cool. I did like the showcase of the story. I'm a sucker for story games, so if it's a pretty good title that I can get immersed in story-wise, then that's cool. But 𝐼𝐻 Chronicles. Now I'm fast forwarding a little bit and skipping a couple of releases, but what you should know is that they're bringing back some yesteryear franchises in the way of a port with the Lunar Remastered Collection, a 16-bit game from, I guess, PlayStation 1 or 2 era. I never played this title before, so I don't know much about it, but it's getting remastered and brought to the modern PlayStation consoles. They shared some trailers that we already pretty much know about for Monster Hunter Wilds and Dragon Age the Veilguard, and like I said earlier, Horizon Zero Dawn is getting a PlayStation 5 remastered version that's coming out, and if you already own the game on PS4, then you can upgrade it for only $10, so that's pretty cool. Oh, and it's on PC because PlayStation is basically PC now, so that's that's pretty cool. A couple of new monthly games for the PlayStation Plus members that are being overcharged out of their minds, and then more showcase of the PS5 Pro enhanced titles that are going to be able to have the new fidelity and performance mode features that they showcased in the PS5's that they showed in the PS5 Pro showcase. I've already talked about that extensively before, so I'm not even going to dip into that, but I'd say the entire highlight of tonight was the special reveal that they showed at the end of the State of Play live stream, being the next Ghost of it's not Ghost of Tsushima, it's Ghost of, who is this? Ghost of 𝐂𝐀𝐒. I don't want to, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm not good with words, but the sequel, possibly spin-off title of Ghost of Tsushima, which is one of the most highly acclaimed Japanese samurai era games of all time, one of PlayStation's exclusives that they just ported over to PC back in May. I think I played it in May when it came to PC, and that game was beautiful, and I have no doubt that Ghosts of Y is going to be anything short of that. From what they showed us, the new protagonist, at least in this game is a woman, and that's pretty much all we got to go off of. They didn't give that much dialogue other than the dude that was narrating, and they got his head chopped off, so it looks pretty cool. Obviously they're going to go more into detail on this because we've all wanted a Ghost of Tsushima follow-up title for a while, so we're going to see what they say about this. And that State of Play, overall pretty cool. It was chill, nothing crazy. I gotta say I was a little hyped for the Ghosts of Y when that got revealed, but other than that, all pretty standard stuff. They could have pretty much just gave us some trailers on the PlayStation account and just call it a day, but all for the name of State of Play, who cares? Moving on to some unfortunate news, we got the union of SAG-AFTRA going on strike yet again. This time, instead of a big, Hollywood-wide strike, this is only for the game of League of Legends. Now, if you don't know who SAG-AFTRA is, these guys are the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, aka all the voice actors and mocap actors that do the stuff in Hollywood, and for us, well, that pertains to our story, the stuff in video games. Like they work on with some of the biggest companies like Take-Two Interactive, Call of Duty, all those big games. They work on this, and I had to pull this up because I'm never in life gonna remember this abbreviation. Like, I respect what you guys do to the fullest, but that acronym is devious. They once again are holding a mini strike, you could say, this time, because apparently the team over at League of Legends, well, the team that League of Legends hired to do the voice acting and whatnot for Formosa Interactive, apparently they tried to replace all the members of SAG-AFTRA's union that worked at their company with a shell company once the big strike that happened earlier in the year, once that first kicked off. So basically, once they decided to go on strike, the workers, they tried to give whatever game that they're working on to another shell company that doesn't have unions tied, just to be able to get that work done without having to worry about the Screen Actors Guild and just basically undermining the whole purpose of the strike, just to go behind their backs. And SAG-AFTRA, apparently they just now broke silence on this and are deciding to go after them. SAG-AFTRA members must immediately cease providing covered services in League of Legends, and the game will be updated on the union's search function as a struck game. So any voice actor or mocap actor that does the voices within League of Legends, I don't know much about League of Legends, so my bad if I'm sounding ignorant on this, but yeah, they can't go to work now, basically per to this strike. Now, every article that's showcasing this on the internet is saying that this is directly like a League problem, but like I said it when I first started telling the story, this is Formosa Interactive LLC, the people that League of Legends hired to do the voice acting. And Riot Games, the developer of League of Legends and Valorant, they went to Twitter to clarify this all up and say that League of Legends has nothing to do with the complaint mentioned in SAG-AFTRA's press release. They go on to say what I just said. It's all with the other company. And it sucks, man, because I think now more people are starting to wake up to how much game developers or people behind games and even movies have like a lot to do with the production and whatnot, thanks to SAG-AFTRA strikes and whatnot, seeing how like Hollywood basically stalled for almost a year once they stopped writing. So the fact that they're still trying to, well, I guess this is old news, but the fact that they still tried to, undermine this strike and undermine these workers with this is just sad. And I do get, at the end of the day, it is a business, and you know, if you had a business that you depended on feeding your family and your co-workers with, you would do whatever you had to do to make sure that, you know, the products get served. In this case, the voice acting and whatnot gets done. But at the same time, the reason that they never got along in the first place is because of AI concerns. And it's pretty, I think it's pretty ethical to reason with, you know, your workers to say that if you're not here, we shouldn't be able to use your voice without your consent and without you getting paid. Like, that whole direction that the world is going in with AI and whatnot is just really scary to think about. That in 10 years, nothing's going to be needed. Like, none of us are going to be needed for human labor. It's all going to be computer generated. So we need to do what we can to stop that, because none of these franchises or IPs, movies, games, whatever it is, none of it would exist without the input of a human's creativity. So to just disregard all that for the sake of creating a quick buck is really scary. And obviously, you know, we know the outcome of that. SAG-AFTRA just they decided to go on strike and prove a point, but it looks like they're gonna have to do this once again, because League of Legends is now without any voice actors or I guess mocap actors. Now, as of today, there hasn't been any statement on behalf of Formosa LLC, so we're going to see what happens with this and how they're going to respond, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens with this as well. And lastly, to close out the Wizard Weekly this episode, I want to show you guys something that I really like looking at. You see, one thing about me, I am a design fiend when it comes to anything controllers, consoles. Like, I love special editions of consoles and controllers and whatnot, and this new Xbox Elite controller that they revealed today, it hit me in the feels, man. Basically, Xbox released these Cypher series translucent design controllers, and translucent controllers are just really cool. Takes me back to seeing my older brother's collection of N64 controllers that he had in his drawer, and they were all translucent, and you know, we'd play it late at night and whatnot, and it was pretty cool. Plus, all the designs nowadays that we see for Xbox, PlayStation, and even Nintendo Switch, they're all just so simple. Something about the old controller just gave off like a different type of glossy vibe. Like, this Series S controller is practical, you know, it works, it's flawless in my opinion, but sometimes when you look down at your sweaty palms, you just want something cool to be in between them, like this translucent controller right here. Everything from the logos to the console designs is just really simple nowadays, so seeing cool, wacky designs like this is always a pleasure, and I'm happy to see that this is out there. Unfortunately, these new translucent controllers are only for the Elite version of the Xbox Series controller, which, you know, unless you're an Elite player that has this thing in their hands all day, every day, I don't really see you justifying that kind of purchase. As you can see, you can customize it how you want to, but look at the fucking subtotal, dude. $200 for a controller that might fuck around and get stick drift in 5 years. Like, that's not my thing, all right? I love the controllers, but not that much. So this new translucent controller is heavily welcome for those that can afford it, but hopefully Xbox sees this and can translate it to the regular Series S version for the, you know, average consumer that isn't willing to spend $200 on one controller. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, new controllers is always welcome, new designs and whatnot. I forgot to tell you guys about the state of play PS5 covers that they revealed in the live stream. I didn't get to talk about that much.